What's going on YouTube? I'm back with another tutorial. This one is a mid skin fade with a wave cut. So we're gonna show you how I do it and hopefully this helps you out. Let's get into it. So right here I'm gonna begin to comb my client's hair because you want to be able to make sure that the comb can thoroughly get through the hair, because if the comb can't get through the hair, then how your guard is gonna get through the hair. So that's why we comb the hair out right in the beginning, man. So right here, I believe I snap on that 1/8 blade on top of the Andes Super ZR. This is going to be the highest point of the haircut. This is what I'm going to use to debulk the hair. And I believe this really makes the waves pop, especially with a coarse hair like this. So whenever you're doing these wave cuts, man, you guys got to make sure that you go with the grain and make sure that you take your time, especially in the calic area, man, because any slippage in that area and you could easily patch your client, and I don't think that client will be coming back in your chair once that happens. It's gonna be a hard fix, especially. So right here, every time I cut the hair, I take out the bulk with my comb so I can always see my canvas. It's always important to have something in your left hand and something in your right hand, mainly your comb and your clipper or whatever it may be. Sometimes you might have a razor and a comb, or a razor and a brush. But just make sure you're cleaning up your canvas every time, man. So right here, I still have the 1/8 blade on my detachable clipper, but this time I'm going against the grain, and as you can see, it cuts a lot shorter and a lot closer. When you're going with the grain, it is combing down the hair and laying it down, giving you a smooth surface. So right here, I'll be getting my outliner blade, and that's what I'll be using to ball them out and get it as close as possible. As you can see, when I'm making my second guideline, I'm still following the same shape that I did with my first guideline, and I think I'm going about 1 inch on the sides below and 1.5 inches in the back below it, so that way I could get a smooth transition, because in the back there's always a lot more room to fade, so you can give yourself some extra space. All right. So now I'll be switching to my magic clip. I believe I'm gonna have it closed because I do have the fade blade on, and that's gonna take out that first initial guideline. When you guys are trying to take out that ball line, make sure you cut through the hair. Make sure you pass the ball line. I know a lot of people who just play around that area and don't even cut the ball line sometimes. In order for that to fade away, you have to cut through the hair. Don't be scared to go up but just a little bit more than you think. So once I get past the ball line, I know that this whole blade opened up can fade into the 1/8 blade, so I'm really just doing some trigger play in between the ball line and the 1/8 blade. So that would be my first guideline and my second guideline. So whenever I see dark spots, I'll just hit it with a trigger play, opening, closing, middle, just playing with the lever, man, until you figure it out and the blend comes out. So right here, I will be using my Oster fast feeds with a double magnetic #1 guard. the lever is open, and I'll be making my third guideline just coming off the ridge, so it's not really going to be such a hard guideline, and it'll be very easy to blend into the top of the waves. All right, and I'm just smoothing it out, sometimes going with the grain, because that will make it an easier transition. I think I close it up a little bit, as the one with the grain will cut a little bit closer and smooth it out nice. Right here, I believe I got the zero guard on, and I'm just going to be using some trigger play to blend in that 1A guard into the one open plastic guard, and it should just come out blurry just like that. It's not too much work. I really did this fade pretty quick, man, to be honest. I did this fade pretty quick because, man, once you got the system down and you know what you're doing, there's not really too much guesswork, man. You just find the measurements and match it up, and until everything seems symmetrical, you just keep going. Once again, I'm just smoothing out. I believe I got the zero guard on there because the back seems to be a lot more dense. Usually I spend a lot more time in the back area just because it is the most dense area, and as you can see, it's got a divot, so it's going to be a little more extra work to blend that in, but I'll get it out for you guys. So right here, I'm just using the zero guard to basically blend in the last step of this whole haircut, because I could use it all the way open and close it up a little bit, or I could close it all the way, and I can also go with the grain and smooth out the rest of the haircut with this guard. So this is actually perfect for this haircut to use it. So here I begin to line him up, and I start from the middle because he seems to have a nice good natural hairline, so not one side's too much lower or higher than the other. So starting from the middle gives me a nice starting point and guideline for the rest of the lineup for me to follow. As you can see, these liners are pretty much my hitters, man. I think I've been using them in a couple videos now. These are the Beveless Gold Trimmers, modified by Moose the Barber. It also has a modified motor, so they cut a little bit stronger, a little bit sharper too. So right here, I'm just doing a little trick to get smooth out the hair really nice. I'm taking my fall shaver and going with the grain, and it should cut off most of the baby hairs. I find this only works on coarse hair like this. On fine hair, it probably won't really even do anything, so I wouldn't suggest doing it on fine hair. But for hair, this is perfect. And then I'm gonna debulk the rest of the little hairs sticking out with my scissors, just to make sure I get all of it. So here's a trick that I don't really see too many people doing, man. I'm using a thinning blade on the waves and I'm just coasting the waves so I can exactly get a pinpoint accuracy of all the baby hair sticking out. So that's just a razor comb or a thinning blade. You could either get either or, it'll do the same thing. Or you could even use your razor blade too if you're really feeling nice. So right here I'm just prepping them, man, brushing down the waves, putting down that olive oil in to make this haircut really stand out and pop a little more to my client. And it's also just taking care of them, man. You're paying $1 million to sit in your chair, so you gotta make them feel like $1 million. And this is the final look, y'all. Let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on the Instagram at Marked by Limos. The caption will be down below. And you know, we do this weekly, so I'm gonna see y'all next week. Let's get it, man.